What's going on, everybody? It's your boy E-Man the Chosen here, and I'm back today with another video. So today we're going to be covering tips and tricks on how to become a better Stamsorc, or rather just a better player in general. So you do not have to be a Stamsorc to get advice from this video, but if you are a Stamsorc, this will help you. First things first is, all about learning about your class and your CP, learning your class's weaknesses and learning your class's strengths. So when it comes to Stamsorc or Sorc in general, we have a lot of damage, we have a lot of sustain, a lot of mobility, but the areas we lack in is healing and defensiveness. So when it comes to healing on Stamsorc, we are one of the only classes that don't have a reliable burst heal outside of the Pet and Dark Deal. Now, don't get me wrong, the Pet and Dark Deal are very, very strong burst heal options, but the only thing is that they're either delayed or they can be bashed. Like, someone can kill your Pet, they can bash you when you try to resummon it, or with Dark Deal, if you use it in Execute and you fight a good player, they can bash your Dark Deal if you don't have the CC immunity up. And if you get bashed while Dark Deal is up and you get that little lag, you slide across the ground, you're dead Stamsorc. It doesn't matter how much healing you have if you don't have a reliable burst heal, especially with the Radiance rock, going around. You have Night Blades with the gankers and Spin the Winds going around. A lot of times you can't, stuff could happen so fast before you get your Dark Deal off. Like, it's insane how fast, you could die. And so, yeah, biggest thing I can say with that is, as far as your sets and your CP, it's always looking to either, defensive CP and damage CP. The same thing when it comes to set, defensive and damage sets. Defensive sets to just stop the upfront burst of, things, hitting you, and then damage to help your damage, but not only help your damage, but also help you healing. Because if you have high damage, then you also have high healing. Now, double damage sets can work, but it's going to take a lot of experience, and anybody telling you to run double damage all the time is probably primarily a dueler, or they play in groups. If you play in a group, stuff like that, you can go double damage because you have two people, taking damage, or more than that, someone can heal you and stuff like that. But for solo 1vx, it's always encouraged to have at least one defensive set, and one damage set. Same thing with your CP. If you're interested in knowing what are the best defensive sets and damage sets for Stamsorc, I'm going to leave a link in the description for the videos because I've already covered them. I would never encourage running a sustain set on Sorc because that would be overkill. Sorcs already have a lot of built-in sustain through their skills and their passives. So if you need more sustain on Sorc, if you're newer to Sorc, and then I would encourage you using, getting your sustain from either your food or your Mundus. But other than that, I would definitely try going all damage on Sorc. That's kind of like one of the best things you can do, because that's going to make you survivable. Also too, if you're looking for better sustain through your race, I would encourage going with Imperial, because Imperial has some great passes as far as reducing the cost of all your abilities and helping with your sustain. You also get a lot of max health and stam. But my favorite races are going to be Orc and Khajiit. Orc being for the speed and also that heal they get from their when you deal damage, and then Khajiit is like the best race in my opinion, like all around, because you get crit damage and healing. Not only that, you get the great max stats, and you get a little bit of recovery as well. So it's like the best of all worlds. That's why I think right now, in the current patch, Khajiit is the best race for Stamsorc. But Orc and Imperial are right there, right up there with them. You can also go Dark Elf as well. Dark Elf is really good if you're a vampire. It'll make you really tankier if if you're running vampire, because you get a little flame resistance, and you also get max stats from being from the Dark Elf passive. And you'll realize as a Stamsorc, if you have a lot of mag, then you'll have a good stam sustain because you can Dark Deal. And so That would be the biggest thing on that. You know, there's another thing too I want to talk about. Do not base your builds off of duels. You know, one-on-one and open world are two different things. Like even me, like I run two different things in a duel compared to what I run in open world. You know, and that's kind of like everybody's dream to find a build that can do both open world and duel, you know. But, you know, I do have a build that can hold its own, but when it comes to, you know, dueling for real, yes, two different things. So, you know, in duels, you don't go all damage. You know, you don't want defensive sets in duels, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, biggest thing I could say on becoming a better player and better, you know, better on your Stamsorc is definitely your rotation. This is like one of the biggest things I can say that, you know, really helped me out is, you know, practicing your rotation, you know, and the biggest way you can do that is, you know, through PvE, you know, practicing on PvE dummies, practicing on ads, you know, bosses, you know, learning how to rotate your buffs, rotate your skills, stuff like that. That will make you a better player. You know, I know you guys, you know, watch some of my gameplay, you know, if you guys see me in IC, you know, you see me, it looks like I'm maybe just killing all the ads running around, but I'm actually just practicing my rotation, you know, and that's the biggest thing, you know, making sure, you know how to weave your D-swing, weave your heavy attacks, weave your, you know, rally, weave your hurricane, your buffs, your vigors. Like, that's gonna be a very, very big thing. A lot of people ask me like, man, how do you swap bars so fast? Like, how do you rotate your bars so fast? That's practice. That's hours and hours of practice. That's another thing, you know, put the hours in. You know, put the hours in on, you know, your class, you know, whatever class you want to play, you know. Someone with 1,000 hours of Stamsorc is gonna be way better and more experienced than someone with, you know, 2 or 3 hours of Stamsorc, you know, and, you know, all they did was copy and paste the build and, you know, wonder why it didn't work, you know. And that's another thing as well, is learn your playstyle and build towards your playstyle. You know, I run with a lot of low recovery, and if you have low recovery like me, and, you know, you copy and paste one of my builds, but then your playstyle is like you like to roll dodge and stuff like that a lot, then yes, you're gonna have a hard time, because my build isn't made for roll dodging and spamming roll dodging, you know, roll dodge 5 times in a row. Yeah, you're gonna be out of stamina if you do that. My build is more for, you know, I run a few pieces 30, you know, I can hold block a few times, you know, I can streak, you know, stuff like that. You know, I wouldn't encourage, you know, if you're going to be roll dodging and stuff like that, then run well fitted and have a little bit higher recovery, you know. But then if you are like a playstyle like mine, you like to kind of hold your ground a bit, then yes, run a few pieces 30 and stuff like that. Just build your character around your playstyle, stuff like that, and that will help you become a better player and figure out what your playstyle is. But yeah, as far as that, that's going to do it for the video. If you guys want more videos like this, definitely leave a like and subscribe. But as far as that, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.